teams were the top seed in their respective conferences. A lot of interesting little matchups there.
Yeah.
Shannon, who to you is more valuable, Jalen or Patrick?
I don't believe either team would be here without said quarterback, but there's no question in my mind Patrick Mahomes is more better. It's better, not more better. It's better, it's more valuable than Jalen Hurts. And that's not to take anything away from Jalen Hurts because I think he's turned himself, as you mentioned, Jen, into an MVP candidate. But Patrick Mahomes, Skip, I mean, what he's able to do and what he's asked to do with less. Now, you look at what they gave Jalen Hurts. They gave him more. They extracted from Patrick Mahomes Tyreek Hill. And he still went out and had an MVP season. You say, well, he has Travis Kelce. Yeah, he threw 1,400 yards to Travis Kelce, but he threw another 3,700 to guys like Juju, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, and Sky Moore, and guys of that nature. And you're like, how? And he said, I'm not going to change. It's just going to look a lot different. And he's still Patrick Mahomes. There's no question in my mind, Skip. He's the best player in the league. Therefore, he's more valuable than Jalen Hurts. Not to say Jalen Hurts doesn't have value, but he's more valuable, and he can just do more things. He's asked to do more things because he doesn't have the surrounding cast around him like a Jalen Hurts. So for me, I don't. You really asked me this? With a straight face, you did that, didn't you? Man, stop playing. Everybody know. Everybody know. Jalen Hurts or Patrick Mahomes? There it is.
I think I'm hearing a whole lot of Jalen Hurts.
No, even the guy with the Eagles jersey don't say Patrick Mahomes. I heard it.
It is now my turn.
Okay.
I hear all you say about Patrick Mahomes. If you want globetrotter highlights, if you want between the legs, behind the back, no look, left-handed, all those things, if you want inhuman highlights, I give you Patrick Mahomes. If you want bodacious stats, if you want Star Wars stats, I give you Patrick Mahomes. If I want the better football player, I'm taking Jalen Hurts. I believe Jalen Hurts will beat Patrick Mahomes head to head. I'm not drinking anything.
Oh, something got to be in that cup. You just said that out loud.
I've been wondering what's in your cup today is what I've been wondering. I first guessed Jalen Hurts.
You did?
I told you, or I told Twitter, the day he was drafted, the moment he was drafted, Philly just changed his life. You liked Carson Wentz. You didn't love him, but you liked him. Mm-hmm. He is everything that Jalen is not because there's no leadership factor in Carson Wentz. He was combine perfect. He was bubble perfect, where if you just put him in a vacuum, Carson Wentz, he's 6'5", 240 with a Mahomes-style arm, you know, that kind of a big cannon. He can move. Carson's pretty athletic for his size, I give you. So he's got that Josh Allen thing going. Mm-hmm. In the end, can you make a play when it has to get made? Can you lead a football team the way you led your football teams, the way Ray Lewis led his? These are different positions. Your position is different than quarterback.
Right.
But Jalen Hurts is you and Ray Lewis all wrapped into a quarterback who's going to beat you multiple ways during a football game when it's time to beat you. He has as great a football backbone that I've ever seen because he was raised by a father who was his high school football coach, and he was raised the right way. He's tough, he's physical, and under fire, he is at his very best. That team will run through locker room brick walls for him because he immediately took over and changed the culture in Philadelphia because he led them in the weight room. He leads them on the practice field. He leads them on the sideline. He leads them in the locker room. He leads them in the huddle. And when it's time to make a play, he'll make it with his arm or his legs. And you conceded, man, you want to talk about improved. He should win most improved player because he went from, you had grave doubts about.
He should be the comeback player of the year. Huh?
Yeah, right. Whatever that thing is, you had big doubts about his ability to win from the pocket, throwing the football.
Yes.
And this past offseason, he came out to L.A., saw my friend Tom House, taught Brady, taught Breeze, taught all the best ones. And he said, Jalen, I can fix you, but you're going to have to work hard on it. And Jalen committed heart and soul to purifying his throwing motion.
Right.
And now it's effortless. And it's hard to do because under fire, as you always point out, usually just revert to all your problems, all your weaknesses. See Tim Tebow. When Tim Tebow came out and worked for a whole offseason with Tom House, and yet when he got back in a game, he's just going to throw it over here like he used to throw it, right?
Right.
Jalen Hurts threw pure footballs, and again, you made a great. They went and got him, AJ, who's not only a very good receiver. I'm not saying he's all-time great, but he's very good.
Yeah.
But he's also one of Jalen's closest friends, if not his best friend.
Correct.
Well, that helps because you already have a wavelength to that receiver. And the other receiver just won the Heisman Trophy, and he's pretty great.
Pretty good, yeah.
You know? And so you've got a 1-2. You don't have Kelsey, but Dallas Goedert's he's a middle of the pack.
He's more than serviceable.
Yeah, he's serviceable. Okay, more than. Yeah, I don't even want to call him. He's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I give you that. But that rushing attack, you got two backs who are pretty good, but they're not Pro Bowl caliber. I know Miles made the Pro Bowl, but these are not all-time great backs. But if you put Jalen in there with a little magician, a little sleight of hand handling the football, all of a sudden you got the #1 rushing attack in pro football because it's driven by Jalen.
But Skip, if you just look at Mahomes' body of work, you look at the game-winning drives in the regular season and postseason. How many game-winning drives has Patrick Mahomes put together? Not fourth quarter, OT, the game that he had last year against Buffalo, both of the games this year against the Chargers. We've seen it over and over again that it doesn't matter how many points. And you go into the game knowing teams go for it on fourth down more against the Chiefs than any other team. You know why? Because that guy that's on the sideline, that 1-5, you know what you're up against. And so you know kicking field goals is not going to beat them. He puts so much pressure on your quarterback because your quarterback knows I've got to somehow try to match this guy because I know what he's capable of doing. So with that being said, Skip, and you said his leg, no, he's not Jalen Hurts. But the biggest player of the game against the Cincinnati Bengals, what did he do? He took off. He got the first down, and he got hit out of bounds. That was because of his legs, not because of his arms. And now they're here, third time in 5 years. Let that sink in. He's 27 years of age, and this is his third Super Bowl in 5 years.
I showed you yesterday on the show the lowlights of his career.
Yeah.
And you can say I'm cherry-picking lowlights, but
you only showed 3.
He was lucky.
He showed 3 lowlights in 5 years.
That's not true. That's not true. I showed you the Super Bowl that he won.
Oh, hold on. What was the last thing out of his mouth, y'all? One. One.
It was actually the Super Bowl that Jimmy G gagged. That's what it was.
Jimmy G.
He gagged. Jimmy gagged the Super Bowl. They're in command. It's 20-10 San Francisco, and your guy, late third quarter, throws a horrendous interception. And it's still 20-10 early in the fourth quarter, and your guy throws another, close your eyes, interception. And then it's third and, what was it, 20, third and 20?
I think it was 3rd and 15.
3rd and 15 at the 20. And he closes his eyes and throws it up into the left flat, and Tyreek says, oh, I see a football. I got to run back and catch it. I'll call it fair catch and catch it.
Did he catch it?
Right?
Did he throw it? Did he catch it?
He did, and it turned the game around because it ended up going for 44 yards because the DB couldn't find a football that was thrown up for grabs. Lucky. And Jimmy G in the fourth quarter goes 3 of 11 for a grand total of 36 yards, an interception, and misses Emmanuel Sanders wide open running at the goal line, or we're having a different conversation.
But I think the thing is, Skip, look, I think Jalen Hurts surprised a lot of people with his season that he had, but nobody thought Patrick Mahomes was going to play this well after losing Tyreek.
I give him that. But listen, Jalen Hurts, did you see what he did to again, it was Cooper Rush and my Dallas Cowboys. But Cooper Rush had scored 17 unanswered on that defense, and all of a sudden you look up early fourth quarter, it's 20-17. It's at Philly, and Philly's got the ball. And what did Jalen Hurts do? Go look it up. 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5. Jalen goes legs, converts all 3 of them in a row, and then he goes arm, touchdown, game over. Okay? I'm just telling you, play making, key play, key moment. I'll take Jalen Hurts. He's a football player playing quarterback.
But you remember, was it a Saturday game? Was it a Saturday game when the Eagles played the Cowboys? Was that a Saturday? That was a Saturday game. Christmas Eve. Do you believe Chad Henne and the Chiefs' offense, as currently constructed, could go get 34 points? Because that's what the Eagles' offense did without Jalen Hurts.
No, but
Gardner Minshew went 4 turnovers. He got 34. Do you believe if Kansas City turns the ball over 4 times, they can score 34 points without Mahomes?
I don't know. Any given Sunday has been pretty great for them.
Well, he must be on a lot.
Saved you this time, right? played against
Jacksonville. He had a big-time drive.
Yeah.
But Mahomes came in on one leg with a kickstand and did the rest of the work and did it to Joe Burrow. Remember how you was bragging about Joe Burrow?
Bragging about him. He's the best quarterback in football. What do you mean bragging about him? I don't have to brag about him.
She's shaking her head. She's like, I don't know. He drinking some shit. She said, he drinking some shit.
No, he's not. Are we talking? I can't see on my shoulder. Are we talking about a Kansas City fan?
No, I don't care.
She's actually a Cowboys fan. She's got on a Cowboys hat.
Yeah, she said he drinking some shit.
Well, wait a second. Then that means Dak Prescott's the best quarterback.
No. She ain't gonna even go that far. Okay. But no, I'm taking my homeboys. His resume is impeccable.
It's not impeccable.
After 5 years?
Yeah, after what he did against Joe Burrow in the AFC Championship game a year ago.
They
won the toss in overtime, and he nearly throws a pick six and then throws an interception.
I was 53 a year ago.
Okay.
What I got to do with right now? Did you see what he did 2 weeks ago to Joe Burrow?
Wait, Joe Burrow is now 3-1 against Patrick Mahomes?
And what happened? When it mattered, like you say, when he shoved all the chips, he shoved all the chips to the middle of the table.
Okay, and?
Pat Mahomes raked them back in.
Hey.
That was Pat Mahomes. He raked all the chips.
Did not. They got raked back in by Joe Burrow's tight end who dropped the ball in the end zone and by the best receiver in football, Jamar Chase, who let a throw hit him right in the face mask.
What about those interceptions that Joe Burrow threw?
Yeah, he threw one bad one.
No, he threw two bad ones.
Yeah.
Two.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes lost 2 games this year with game-ending interceptions. Are you sure, Shannon?
I don't know.
Are you sure?
I don't know how Patrick Mahomes